Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm proud to have Sadie Maggio Gerada here tonight to lead us in the pledge. Sadie lives with her mom, Danya, grandparents, and her cat, Jojo. Sadie's in the 4th grade, and her teacher, Mrs. Labrie, describes her as a hardworking student who puts forth her best effort and perseveres in all academic areas. She challenges herself when challenges are presented and works well both independently and collaboratively. She is kind and caring to all her classmates and has a great sense of humor. Math has always been her favorite subject in school, although she does enjoy reading, especially the Lulu book series. If she was principal for a day, she would make recess just a little bit longer so she could have a little more time with her friends. In her free time, Sadie's a Girl Scout, takes gymnastics. And while she hasn't spent a lot of time thinking about what she wants to do, she believes that being a vet would be really fun and interesting because she loves having pets. Whatever her future holds, Sadie will certainly be a success. She always has a smile on her face and a positive attitude. It's hard to be in a bad mood when Sadie's around. It's my pleasure to have Sadie Maggio Gerada represent the Marsh Grammar School tonight in leading the pledge.
Very nice.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good job. Good job. Starting off great.
No, I know.
We'll go over there.
Here, you want to give her this one?
Sure.
So in one day, can I be buying another Rolex? Or you going to pay for your driveway? Wherever you want it to be, I'll be.
Here, you take it. You got it? You know what? Yeah.
We need to back up just for 1 minute, and I need a motion to amend tonight's agenda, please.
Amend the agenda by deleting 4B1 and 6A from the agenda.
Okay, motion's been made. Need a second? Second. Okay, motion's been made and seconded for those changes per Bob, B1 and 6A. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, great, unanimous. Okay, moving on, we have the SOAR Award. Madam Superintendent.
Thank you. I'd like to call up Department Chair Meredith Moore and William Waring, and we would love you to sit up here with us, honey, right next to Mr. Vogler.
I get the pleasure of introducing William Waring, who is the son of William and Melissa Waring. The Mathematics Department proudly announces William Waring as this year's Mathematics SOAR Award recipient. A top student athlete, William looks to pursue a degree in theoretical physics and apply to MIT, Harvard, Merrimack, and the University of Massachusetts at Lowell. He is currently enrolled in the most rigorous math course offered at Methuen High School, AP Calculus BC, along with 2 other challenging AP courses, AP Chemistry and AP Physics. William's math teachers commend his work ethic and genuine interest in mathematics. Most impressive to William's pre-calculus teacher was his attempt to find a polynomial representation for a sine curve on the first day trigonometric functions were presented. This is an advanced calculus application, and it is rare for students at such a young age to initiate such a discussion. This speaks volumes about William's passion and curiosity. In addition to William's academic success, he is a successful 4-year varsity wrestler, attends wrestling camps, and also takes time to coach younger kids. William has over 125 wins and has placed 3rd in all states twice. His greatest athletic achievement was winning the title of Division I state champion last year. William Waring.
Excellent. Very nice.
I would first like to thank the school committee for this honor, and I'd also like to thank my teachers and coaches for helping me achieve my goals. And I'd also like to thank my parents for instilling a hard work ethic so I could achieve my goals. So, thank you.
Very nice.
Great job.
Thank you very much.
What's your preference? Hit him harder. No, it isn't.
Okay, next we have the Student Advisory Committee.
Students here.
Student Advisory.
Come on up. We're shy this evening.
Good evening. My name is Angie Jones, and I'm here as a junior from MHS. I'm here to speak to you today about the Dutch Exchange Program. Last month, 16 Dutch students visited MHS and our sister school in the Netherlands, Cornicus. This is our 8th year to have hosted students from the school. They visited a total of 8 days and included tours of the MHS building, field trips to Lowell and Boston, and a weekend visit to Screamfest, and most importantly, many great memories and friendships were forged. As one parent said to Mr. Pierce, when the Dutch students were brought back home, we visited a stranger into our home 8 days ago, but today we are saying goodbye to another daughter. Thanks to all the host families, the MHS administration, the superintendent, Judy Scannell, for their support for the program. Thank you.
Thank you, honey.
Hi, my name is Nika Nugent. I am a junior and student council treasurer. I'm also a clarinet player in the marching band. We recently competed in NESBA and
Sweetheart,
MICA.
move the mic down a little bit more.
We recently
Excellent.
competed in MICA, Massachusetts Instrumental and Choral Conductors Association, and NESBA, New England Scholastic Band Association Marching Band Finals. Our show was called The Legend of Zelda. At MICA, we got 4 stars. At NESBA, we got a 90.8. In comparison to our first NESBA competition a little over a month ago in North Andover, we got a 79.70. We improved immensely. A 90.8 is the highest score the Ranger Band has ever gotten, and our score was the top of any school in the area. And the schools in the area included North Andover and Salem.
Excellent. Good job.
Hello, my name is Jacob Greer, and I'm a junior at Methuen High School. I'm here to speak to you tonight about the recent successes of the Methuen High sports teams. 2 members of the Methuen High field hockey program were recently honored by the Merrimack Valley Conference. Senior midfielder Katrina Crow was named MVC Division II Player of the Year. Coach Christian Swales, who was in her 2nd year and played field hockey at Methuen High, was named MVC Coach of the Year. Coach Swales and assistant coach Bordeaux brought the Rangers to the state tournament for the 2nd year in a row this season. Unfortunately, they lost in the first round to number 1 seed, Acton Boxborough, and ended the season with a 9-10 record. The MHS football and girls soccer teams also made their respective state tournaments, with the soccer girls advancing to the quarterfinals versus Masco. Overall, our fall teams had a great showing this season, and we hope to build on this success in the future. And these hardworking student athletes have reached their goals because of the hardworking administration, coaches, and staff that support us day after day, practice after practice, and year after year. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Great job by all. Great. Now we have public participation. There is a presentation, but first, is there anyone that signed up to speak for public participation? Nobody? Is there anybody present that wants to speak? Okay. Next, we have the Relay for Life Adult Leads Introduction, Madam Superintendent.
Yes, thank you. I know the team is sitting right there. Why don't you all come up? Thank you. And I will introduce Karen Godak, and then you can take it from there.
Superintendent Scannell and members of the Methuen School Committee, thank you for your continued support of the American Cancer Society Relay for Life and allowing us a few minutes of your time to talk to you tonight. My name is Karen Godak. I wear many hats in our community. I'm a teacher at the Tenney Grammar School, but this is my 2nd year volunteering for the Relay for Life, and this year I am an adult lead. I'd like to introduce our other adult leads.
Hello, my name is Sarah Boyd, and I'm jumping on board this year as the adult lead at the high school. My name is Colleen Haggerty, and this is my first year as an adult lead for Relay for Life. I am a senior at the University of Massachusetts Lowell.
Nice.
Hello again. I'm Nika. I'm a junior at Methuen High, and I'm also experienced lead.
I'm Kaylee. I'm a junior at Methuen High, and I'm the people lead.
Hi, I'm Katie. I'm a senior at Methuen High School, and this is my 2nd year being the Fund the Care lead. The Relay for Life movement began over 30 years ago with a surgeon in Tacoma, Washington, who wanted to increase the income of his local American Cancer Society office. He pledged to walk and run around a track for 24 hours. His friends, family, and patients came out to watch him, and many of them donated $25 to join him for 30 minutes at a time. He raised $27,000 for cancer research that night and single-handedly started the Relay movement. One man seeing a need and taking action. Here in Methuen, the Relay began 7 years ago when 2 students at Methuen High School had a classmate who was battling cancer. Instead of sitting idly by, they wanted to take action and brought the Relay for Life to the high school track. I'm sure you all remember the positive impact the Relay had on our community that year. Hundreds participated and much attention was brought to the students' efforts, as well as to the Relay movement. Our Relay is a bit unique in that it is a community event that was started by and continues to be organized, led, and run primarily by high school students. Since its start here in Methuen, our relay has raised over $1 million for both the American Cancer Society. We have been recognized both regionally in New England as well as nationally as a top relay event. Although our numbers in the past several years have not been at the level as the first few, we have made it a priority to bring back that excitement for 2016 and make this year our best year ever.
The Relay for Life is the most impactful fundraising event to end cancer in the world. Cancer touches so many people in our community. It is a monumental health problem. We would be hard-pressed to find anyone among us whose lives have not been impacted by cancer. The American Cancer Society is making a difference to help save lives and has been working tirelessly since 1946 to transform cancer diagnosis from a deadly to treatable, and hopefully one day from treatable to curable. Dollars raised support research, education, advocacy, as well as patient and caregiver services.
Like the surgeon in Tacoma and our high school students in 2009, we can't sit by and let cancer keep taking lives. We need to take action. We invite you to join us in our work with the Methuen-Merrimack Valley Relay for Life. Our event leadership team began meeting in October and already has plans underway for this year's relay on May 21st to the 22nd of 2016. Our students are already doing amazing work. We're asking for you to help bring the community together to support them. So that being said, we would like you to help us bring the people by starting a team or joining an established community team, as well as encouraging members of our school community to register and participate in the event. We also would welcome your support to fund the mission by making a donation or encouraging businesses in the Merrimack Valley to sponsor our event and teams.
Finally, we would like to let you know about some upcoming events and inform you about ways that you can stay informed in order to continue your support. First, this Tuesday night, November 10th, from 6 to 9, we will be hosting a social fundraiser at Laser Craze at Osgood Landing in North Andover. This event will reach out to current and future participants to have a good time, as well as raise up to 45% of sales, which will be donated back to our relay. Call Laser Craze to reserve your game and let them know you support the Merrimack Valley Relay. On Saturday, November 14, several of our adult and student leaders will travel to the DCU Center in Worcester to attend the New England Relay for Life Expo. We look forward to walking in Methuen's Santa Parade on Saturday, November 21st. On Monday, November 23rd, from 5 to 8 p.m., please join us to dine out at Fuddruckers at the Village Mall, where 20% of sales will benefit the event. And finally, on Sunday, November 29th, members of our event leadership team will travel to the Hope Lodge in Jamaica Plain to perform community service by baking some treats for the guests there, as well as to see how our hard work impacts people who are living with cancer every day.
You can keep up to date with Relay News, follow our progress, and support our fundraising by following us on Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, and Instagram. 1.6 million people in the United States will be diagnosed with cancer this year. Every day, 1,600 people will be taken by this deadly disease. In fact, 1 out of every 5 women and 1 out of every 4 men who are diagnosed with cancer will lose their lives. Please join us to take action. Finish the fight, and together we can make cancer history. Thank you.
Great job. Thank you so much for coming, and as always, we'll continue to support the relay. It's great to see you again, Mrs. Godick. Okay, anything from staff under public? No, right? Okay, great. Next, we have the approval of minutes. There's one set in the packet. Need a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve the minutes dated September 28th, 2015. Discussion? No discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, unanimous. Next, under staff reports, we have the superintendent's monthly report. Madam Superintendent.
Thank you. As you can see, very busy, as always, very positive events going on at the high school. I did attach to the booklet that we sent home my letter that I send home every year on inclement weather. And as always, I want parents to know that they truly, if they do not feel comfortable sending their child to school, if I do have school on a snow day, they certainly can keep their child home. Also, I want to snag Principal Baden. As I get into the high school events, I do know the seniors were in New York City yesterday. If you want to just come up, Principal Baden, and speak to the class trip, which was very successful.
Good evening. Yesterday, we had 83 senior students and 10 chaperones head to New York City early in the morning to go down and see a play. They saw Jersey Boys, which I hear that they enjoyed tremendously, and it was a long, long day. They didn't get home till just after midnight, but Katie Mazrowski, who was on the trip, just let me know how much of a wonderful experience it was. And it's the third year that we've headed to New York City with our seniors, so it's a really nice experience for our students, so one that they enjoyed.
Thank you. And also, while you're up here, this coming Saturday is our open house for students in grades 5 through 8 and community members. I know Principal Baden has a jam-packed day of events, if you want to speak to a couple of those.
Yeah, so in the cafeteria, we'll be able to show off our fine arts department. There'll be some pop-up art that students have been working on throughout the year. We'll also have Miss Mancini's choral group. They'll do some singing for some of the families to come in and see. The choral group will also be presenting later on in the year at the coffee house here at the high school, but also for the holiday celebration that's at the organ hall, which is a nice take as well. So they'll be in the cafeteria. There'll be some coffee and some popcorn available for people to come in and invite them in. There'll also be some band members playing right outside the media center up here on the bridge area. Mr. Walters has got some students there for us. We'll have some JROTC students available in the main lobby to really show off some of the programs that our high school does really well. Also in the main lobby will be some clubs and activities, some sports. They'll set up some tables there. I know that there are some other outside community partnerships that'll be there as well. They've asked to have some tables available. So as families come in from the main entrance, there'll be some nice stuff in the lobby for everybody to take a peek at. On the second floor, we'll have classrooms open, so some foreign language, math, English, science, social studies presentations available in some of the classrooms. And on the first floor, we'll also have a former student, Christian Teichert, is going to be here with his new group, Phoenix is what it's called. And that's where we'll have some students from Northeastern present, as well as some other colleges in Boston. And they'll be able to work with some of our junior and senior students to expose them to what different college majors look like. So we'll have some students there. And of course, down in the field house, we'll have a pretty active event going on. It's the annual Waldy tournament, Waldy basketball tournament. So there'll be students, middle school student basketball teams from all over the Merrimack Valley and beyond in the field house. So as families come in to look at our building, it's a nice active building, and it's an opportunity to see our building in full capacity. There's going to be a lot of things going on, so it'll be nice.
It will be. Thank you very much.
Just a quick question, Principal Baden, I'm sure the community, I've heard a lot of chatter about it, a lot of people are excited. If for some reason there are parents of, middle school children who aren't able to make it, are they able to, what would be the procedure if they wanted to come in or had questions, if they could get a tour, could they call your office and
Yep,
if they're not able to make it this
and we can make that
weekend?
available through the guidance department.
Through guidance, okay, good.
I want to make sure that every family that wants to come in has a chance to come in.
Okay.
It won't be as nice
No,
a
of course.
presentation as we're putting them
Of
together,
course.
but it would still be, I'd love to have families have a chance to come in.
But
So
yeah,
we
in
can-
case they're unable to make it, there's always the opportunity just to contact
Yep,
guidance.
and we're putting an
Fantastic.
updated informational flyer, brochure on the website as well.
Great.
So that would be a good spot just to take a peek at some of the things that are going on. Yep.
Fantastic, thank you. Any other questions? Thank you.
I do want to mention the dedication of the Freedom Shrine tomorrow. It's very exciting, and the Exchange Club, very generous, donating the shrine. We're very excited about that. I do want to speak for a minute. I know it was Election Day, and you were all very busy, but we had a highly successful PD Day that we held here at Methuen High School. And it was wonderful because we were able to showcase the high school to many teachers who have not really stepped their foot in here. We had over 600 teachers. We had superintendents and assistant superintendents from other school districts and the Department of Ed. Very successful. I'm going to turn to Brandy Kwong. Brandy and her team spent quite a bit of time putting this all together. It was intense. It was highly successful. As superintendent, I couldn't have been any happier. It was a wonderful day. If you want to speak to the day, Brandy, that'd be great.
Sure. So we started with a keynote speaker from the University of Louisville, and overwhelmingly the staff in this district were pleased with his presentation, really was applicable to their practice. We had breakout sessions, 15 different choices for teachers, which included our own staff presenting, and we had 7 or 8 different community partners come in and also present to our staff. And all of the topics were about social, emotional, and mental health and well-being of students. And then we had a keynote speaker at the end, Sharon Stephen, who was from the University of Maryland Medical School, and she closed the afternoon for us also in the auditorium. And it was flawless. This building was fantastic to be able to do this kind of event in, which we've never been able to really do before. And it went off without a hitch, and we're very pleased, and we got a lot of great feedback and suggestions for future topics, and already sought out some teacher feedback. So it was a really great day, and we're going to keep doing more of it.
And I do want to add again, this was a highly competitive grant, only 2 districts in the state, and that is one of the key reasons why we had the DESE here, as well as other superintendents and assistant superintendents, because they will follow. This is something that's going on throughout the state. I'm very proud of Methuen Public Schools. This is the template for all of the other school districts to follow and get working on. So again, I cannot praise the administration and the teachers enough. It was a tremendous day, tremendous. And also, as you look through your packets, a lot of events going on in the grammar schools, and before we know it, it will be Thanksgiving break.
Before I open it up for questions, just a quick note, you did list the 128 seniors that are the recipients
Thank you.
of the John and Abigail Adams Scholarship. Do you want to make a
Absolutely,
comment
we're
on
very
that?
proud of that. 128 students, and I am sure their parents had a grin when their children received their letter that they can attend a state college or university, and this is tuition-free because of their MCAS scores. 128 students, again, we're very proud of them.
Are you able to list those up on the website? Are we able to list
Yes,
their names?
yes.
If we're able to, we should have
Mhm.
something on there. Any questions for the superintendent regarding the reports? I just had a quick one. Again, there's so many great events going on, and I really appreciate the principals putting this together. I know I enjoy hearing about everything that's going on at our schools. And it was really nice to see, there's a couple of bullets under the Tenney. It was nice to see that the Tenney participated in the CGS Monster Dash, which was on Halloween. So I really like to see our grammar schools collaborating with the community events, and I really like to see more of that. Like I said, there's a lot of nice things that are going on, and I'm sure the plan will be to make sure we incorporate all the 4 grammar schools. So great job. Any questions or comments? And yes, the superintendent's newsletter, it's online under superintendent's letter
Yes.
on the website.
Mhm.
Thank you, Dodie. Okay, so if there's no questions, next we have the Instructional Technology Monthly Report. If there's any and we do recall, we did take the presentation off the agenda. We'll do that at the next business meeting. Any questions regarding Ed Lucier's memo? Okay, if there are no questions, moving on, we have the Facilities and Grounds Monthly Update. Any questions? Okay, moving on, we have the Physical Education, Health, Family Consumer Science and Wellness Monthly Update. Just a quick one, again, as a high school parent, I appreciate there was a Connect Ed that went out regarding the Youth Risk Behavior Survey. There's all the information is on the website, so I really encourage parents, if any questions, Jeff Osgood has been so transparent with the whole initiative, so please, any questions, go right to the website. Don't worry about asking somebody else, just, Jeff welcomes your call, or like I said, I think a lot of your questions could get answered on the website. Okay, residency monthly update. Any questions? Okay. We have the school resource officer's monthly update from Sergeant Aiello. Any questions? They've been very busy, so I know I speak for all, and we appreciate everything they're doing for our schools. Okay, moving on, under new business. Again, 6A has been removed, so we go to 6B. I'm going to need a motion for first read, school committee policy JKAA, physical restraint policy and procedures.
I would like to call up Gina Bozak. She can
Yeah.
give you a quick overview.
Yeah, just need a motion for first read to approve the first read.
Second. So moved.
Motion's been made and seconded. Okay, Gina, thank you.
Good evening. So as of January 1st, 2016, the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education has adopted revised physical restraint regulations. A majority of the changes include changes in definition, more to include a focus on individual crisis planning, alternatives to restraint, making sure that we review and know any suspected trauma history. There's also an update to the documentation and reporting requirements. So there's a place now on the reports where parents and students are allowed to either comment verbally or in written format to the principals after they receive the report. There's also more specific items that are added to the trainings for staff, including identifying specific dangerous behaviors and instruction on the impact physical restraint has on students and families. Medication restraint, formally in the regulations, is now prohibited. Not that we did that here in Methuen Public Schools, but now in the law as of January 1st, it is specifically prohibited. Mechanical restraint is also specifically prohibited as of January 1st, regardless of parental consent. And timeout definitions were expanded on to include that staff will be present, continuously observing the student, and that if a restraint needs to exceed 20 minutes, we need the principal's approval before going into that restraint. Those are the primary changes.
Okay, thank you. Any questions at this time for Gina? Jana?
I'd just like to say thank you for putting this before us. I'm glad to see these changes specifically to the reporting requirements, but the whole policy looks more comprehensive, and I think it better suits our district, so thank you.
Absolutely.
Any other questions? And thank you for the second read. We'll have the copy that's highlighted.
Absolutely.
This will be very helpful. But
Okay.
thank you so much
Thank
for your
you.
overview. Okay, barring further discussion, do I have, well, we can take a vote for first read. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous. Okay, moving on to finance and operations, 7A, expenditure report. Ian?
You have the expenditure report in front of you. I do want to point out a couple things. Under contractual services, majority of that will be special ed outplacement. We did get a reimbursement from the state circuit breaker to the tune of approximately $523,000. Today, this morning, I had them transfer the expense out of our budget into the circuit breaker account. So you don't see it here, but that negative is a lot smaller than it looks there right now. On page 2, I do want to point out a typo. There's a line about the fifth one down. It's 2450. At the end, it shows a negative $152,000. That line is now deleted. That's a typo. That should have been the next line down where that zero is. So it just got typed in the wrong line. You'll never see professional salaries in the 2450 line, so I have now deleted it from that report, and you won't see it next month. And if you have any other further questions, I'm here to answer them on the financial report.
Bob?
Yeah, on the, under the contractual, the
So we got the 523, that
Yep.
brings us down to about 6 something,
Mhm.
roughly. Then will we get another amount
We-
to
they-
balance this out?
They come out quarterly.
Quarterly,
So that's roughly,
All right.
and I say roughly, a quarter of what we'll get this year.
Okay, so, then we don't have to really, per se, worry too much about it.
Well, we
Assuming it
should
all
keep
comes
our
to
eye
us.
on it. I don't know if we're at the
No one
point.
ever cut it. Oh, I'm sorry.
They can still hear
So,
us at home.
yeah, I'm sure they can hear me across the town, but, I've been told. But, so we shouldn't be concerned about that amount.
Not at this point.
In the negative, and we really won't be concerned unless the governor changes some spending habits.
Or we get a
the
large,
legislature
or we
does.
get a large influx of students who
Yeah,
require
within the
special
near- yeah,
placement.
Okay, so, all right, we're on target, in other words. That's all I.
DJ?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Through you to Mr. Goslin. We have, am I reading this correct, that there's $100,000 budgeted for sick leave buyback?
Where
Is
are you?
that-
Yes.
Oh, you're on the same page.
Yeah, page 2,
Where is it? I don't see it.
on the report you gave us here.
Oh, I'm on page 3, that's why. There you go. Yes.
So there's 100,000 sick leave buyback.
Yes.
Now, when we do that, is that generally what's budgeted for all of the contractual bargaining units? Or does
That is,
include a certain?
5150 is also unemployment. So that's not an exactly accurate description of that account. 5150 is unemployment and other insurances as well.
Okay, and that includes all of the, this is for the whole district, not just
Yeah,
the
yeah,
certain
this is, yeah,
unit?
whole district.
Okay, all right, thank you.
All set, DJ?
Yep.
Any other questions with the expenditure report? Okay, next we have the revolving funds report.
We
Ian?
have the revolving account. Usually the ice rink is in the negative. We have caught up, and we plan to be moving full steam ahead now that we're right into prime ice time. As you can see, it's at $600, but I know we have over the tens and 20s thousands of invoices on their way in. So we're in good shape in the ice rink at this point. I also want to point out the auditorium. There is a line there that shows that year-to-date, we have about $9,511 in revenue for the rental facilities, which is the high school and the Tenney Auditorium. I also put in here, I don't know if it's right behind it, the auditorium memo. I broke that down, how much of that revenue was from the Tenney, how much of it was from the high school. That revenue will be used to pay for overtime for events, cleaning supplies. We just purchased new barrels for the auditorium at the high school, some new signage to make sure people know where the restrooms are, that kind of stuff. We're also looking at, some of the dance companies that come in have concerns about the floor we have. So we're looking at a remedy for the floor, but I think we can make this a cash positive proposition. So we're looking at that, but I will use strictly auditorium money to do auditorium stuff, projects.
Okay, Bob?
This is a pet peeve, but I forgot to bring it. If you just go on the Timberlane website, their auditorium is similar, and the events that are having, and I know they have a full-time manager and assistant, but I'm hoping to see this used more often and the revenue increasing. As to the floor, well, that's an old story that the building committee has dealt with, and I don't know what you're going to do.
I did want to make you aware of it.
No, I appreciate it.
And I believe once,
And you know what, just for the record, members of the building committee, we have been concerned about it, but we were told it's perfect and fine. So now, obviously, whatever. But I appreciate you giving us that separate update also on the Methuen High School Performing Arts. And, you know, because initially I had a comment until I got to that page.
Yes. I knew you would.
Yes, that's I did.
To know your audience. Any other questions regarding revolving? Okay. Next, we have the grants report. Any questions? I don't know if there's anything you wanted to highlight. Dr.
Not off the
Kwong,
top
or-
of my head. Any questions?
Okay. Moving on, the student activity accounts. You see them by school. Any questions? No questions? Okay, next we have the food services, and there was an email regarding an insert that was left out. Hopefully everyone received that breakdown. Any questions regarding food services? Okay, going on. Oh, go ahead, please.
I do just want to note, I'm sure you can see it, we're in the positive about $45,000, but I do want to point out that, I mean, even before I was business manager, Gina Bozak, Patty Como, Ed Lucia, myself, Wayne Vespa, and Jane Sagillo, we've been looking at the technology we use in the food for services program. What we had was not as inclusive as what we needed and what we wanted. So they did go and purchase a program that will translate all the forms and all the menus, et cetera, into, I think it's something like 22 different languages. It will give all the nutritional things, so nurses will have access to that, teachers will have access to that. It satisfies a bunch of needs, and it was really a great effort between, Gina, Patty Como, Ed Lucia, Wayne. So I think you'll see it comes with an app. Parents can apply for the app, so you can look at the menu online, see if there are any allergies, et cetera. So I think it's a step in the right direction. Initial, I think it's in here. The initial cost was about $6,800 this year, but it's a reoccurring cost of $5,400 a year. But I think it's well worth it. So I just wanted to point that out.
Bob?
Now, that's not changing how the parents pay for the meal. That's totally different.
Correct.
Okay, and we're still keeping that system.
Yep.
Jenna?
Thank you. I just want to thank you for bringing that to everybody's attention, and I want to thank everybody involved. I think it's such an amazing opportunity that our families will now have to go online and deal with not just dietary concerns, but health concerns and all nutritional concerns can be addressed now with this new system. And I just think it's such an asset to our school system and our families, so thank you very much.
Okay, any other questions or comments? Okay, I don't believe there are any bid awards tonight, correct? No contract approvals, no budget transfers. Real quick before we move on, I just wanted to, I apologize, Rosemary, I didn't acknowledge you. Our student representative is here, and I probably during public, I should have, is there anything you wanted to add? I know there were students here, are you good? No. Okay, I just wanted to make sure I apologize. So we're still getting used to the setup, so welcome. I'm glad you're here. Okay, moving on. We've got personnel transactions, professional staff, support staff. I'm really looking to committee if there's any questions or comments as we're going through. If none, we'll go on to, there is a maintenance position. I need a motion for approval. You see it in your packet from our business manager.
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded for approval. Ian?
I brought this to you a month ago, and it sounded like I got positive feedback from most of you. However, I didn't have the job description in front of you. What you have in front of you is a typical craftsman. However, we are requiring the person to be a master plumber as well. If there's a person out there who, with a master's license and is willing to do this, I think it'd be a great savings for the school department. Also recommending that the maintenance position be held for $1 and revisited at budget time.
Any questions or comments from committee?
I think we talked about it.
Bob?
We talked about it before, and I think it's a cost savings by having a full-time plumber on board and someone that can do the work. Oh, sorry about that. I'll never get used to this. I think it's a very cost-effective thing to do, having a full-time licensed master plumber. So I think it works good. And for the difference in salary, it's minimal, and the savings could be much larger than that. Thank you.
Any other questions or comments from committee? Okay, barring further discussion, thank you again, Ian, for providing the details we requested last business meeting. All those in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. Okay, vacancy postings. Okay, I believe we're up to business from committee. Building committee update, member Sweet is not here. Bob, do you have anything you'd like to? Just turn on your mic, Bob. Bob, turn on your mic.
I should just leave it on. We have, I'm sorry, we have not met, and we are in the process of getting ready. I think we're waiting for the state audit.
Correct.
And once the state has done their auditing, I think we will close out maybe in January. It's been a long process, and we still have, unexpended funds, but we'll close it out and, I guess, disband come January.
Okay. Any questions or comments from committee?
Might as well leave it
Okay,
on.
and Bob, I'm going to hit you for 10B
Consolidation.
for consolidation.
I think we have not met, and there's no anticipation. And we reviewed many items. We're still waiting for a report, I think, from on insurances.
Yeah, I remember that too. Nothing on
Yes,
insurance yet?
Nothing's come
okay.
about that, and that's only a year. But that's it.
Okay. Charge Rex is next. I know a member, Fawcett, is not here. I don't know if you have anything to add, either Ian or Superintendent? No, not this time? Okay. Next, we have the Policy Review Subcommittee update. Member Deeb.
Thank you, Madam Chair, through you. We just voted this evening on the first read of the revised physical restraint policy, so we already took action on that. I have no new updates at this time, other than, I believe, and I can defer to Dodie on this, that she's working on finalizing, hopefully soon, the new policy book.
We have a bunch of those together so that we can maybe, start copying them and giving new copies so that you get a fresher book.
Nice.
All right, so those who didn't hear at home, thank you, Dodie.
Yeah.
It sounds like that's starting to go forward with the copies. Anything else, TJ? Bob, do you have a question?
No, I was going to say that maybe we should, if you talk about a fresher book, do you want us to turn our books in and?
I don't think we're at that point
No,
yet,
when
though.
we get there, those could probably be just destroyed. There's a lot of old and the duplicate copies that.
I know,
we don't
but did you
follow.
want to just?
Not yet.
No.
Okay.
We need them to refer to.
Okay, DJ,
Just
anything
like to
further?
thank Dodie for her hard work on this, and, just hopefully we have everything finalized, so.
Well, I just want to, on behalf of committee, we want to thank you and the subcommittee team, Dodie, because it's very important. And again, everything is going online. It's just, I'm sure we appreciate, the community members will appreciate, and it'll just help all boards going forward. So it was a huge undertaking, so we really, and you guys did it on your own time. Well, maybe not you, Dodie, but thank you very much. I really appreciate, I'm sure we all appreciate it. Okay, before we move on, we're near the end of the meeting. Is there any other business from school committee members at this time, or our student representative? We're coming to the end. This is it. We've really flown tonight, so. Okay, we do have executive session, so I'm going to need a motion.
I'll move to go into executive session for the purpose of negotiations.
Just need a second.
Second motion.
Motion's been made and seconded to go into executive session, and we will adjourn this portion of the meeting now. We need a roll call to go into executive session.
DJ Deeb?
Yes.
Bob Vogler?
Yep.
Lynn Hajicool?
Yes.
Mary Jean Fawcett, no. Brian Sweet, no. Janet DiNatale?
Yes.
And Nicholas, yes, Stephen Zani.
Okay, we're in executive session. Thank you for watching, and good night.